Hey Internet, it's Jessica, and welcome to The Companion Corner, the show where I read your comments and answer your questions. First comes from Zigma or Cam. I'll say it again, this game makes you care not only for Ellie and Joel, but the people around them, people they just met. The writing is beautiful and makes you care. That's exactly why The Last of Us is like one of my favorite games, just because of how strong the writing is, and it's very coherent with the other games by Naughty Dog because they're very good at telling stories, so I expect nothing less when it comes from Naughty Dog. And yeah, speaking of The Last of Us and the characters, Sam and Henry, it's true. Ellie and Joel just met them and then automatically you just care for them. And it's just really bad, and that's why I cried so much in that video, just because, like, not only can you feel bad for them, but you can also, like, relate to them on some level. Even though technically we're not in an apocalyptic type of situation, you can still relate to, like, what is happening between all the characters. Dayshay Shaver says, I think Faye manipulated Kratos and Atreus to begin Ragnarok 100 years earlier for revenge, for Thor wiping out her people. She knows what Kratos is capable of. Barlog said in an interview that everything you climb on is the same gold marking as Faye's handprint from the marked trees in the beginning of the game. She's been with you all along, and the two of her abilities are, she can see into the future, she was a fierce warrior, the dwarves said it themselves, Faye intended on having them kill the Aesir gods. And yes, that's true, I completely agree with that, because people always say, oh, maybe Faye didn't really love Kratos or Atreus, she just did it so like the prophecy would happen that Kratos and Atreus would take out the Aesir gods and stuff like that. But I really don't believe that. I think, she had the sole intention of like, yeah, I'm gonna marry this guy, make sure we have kids together, and then take down the Aesir gods so I can get revenge for them killing my people. Makes sense, but I think eventually she did fall in love with Kratos, she did love her son, and, you know, it's sad because Barlog even said too, like, they're never gonna see Faye again. There's no chance. I know a lot of people are saying, maybe we'll see Faye in the next God of War game, but, like, there's no chance that Faye is coming back, unfortunately. And that's the whole point, because Kratos and Atreus lost someone very important to them, someone they love, and that's the whole point of it, so we feel the same thing, that she's missing, she's gone, we'll never see her again. Agent Z46 says, if you look closely at the two street signs combined together make Mantroid, which is pretty interesting. So beware, I'm about to share an unpopular opinion of mine. So I really enjoy Charles, Chris's dad's character. I like how they handle him in a bit more of a complex way. He bonds with Chris, so he comes across as a guy who's suffering and struggling to do it right. They could have easily just had him be 100% scumbag and never be kind to Chris. Not saying that makes his actions okay, by the way. I just think that he's much more interesting and sympathetic character than people give him credit for. Yes, I'm actually very appreciative of Chris's character, or Chris's father's character, Charles. And it's not like I support like what he did. Obviously the guy is a fucking alcoholic. He's abusive to his son. And yeah, you're right. They could have made him 100% a scumbag. Like really, really terrible. Like example, Nathan's father. Something like that. But it's true that he does love his son, but he's just struggling because he's using other things to cope with it. It's very unhealthy things to cope with it. Example, alcohol, which is why he turns into this terrible person when he drinks, and Chris becomes scared of him. But I think it's really important that games like talk about certain like situations or characters or whatever in the game instead of like repeating over again, because that seems to happen a lot with video games. Like they repeat the same kind of theme, the same kind of character, the same kind of situation. I really appreciate Donut for like changing it up, because they could have easily made this like the same thing like with Chloe, like her situation. They could have made like the stepdad, the dad's an asshole, blah blah blah, he doesn't know how to show affection. But with Charles it's much more complicated because he does show affection, but at the same time he abuses his son. So I really appreciate them including that because it's important to the show. On Day Wolfie, I'm so sorry. Maybe he is gay. I would love that. I really hope so. Like, if not Chris, like someone else, because I know, you know, Donut's not really shy when it comes to LGBTQ+ characters, but the difference was when they put out the first game, they never really confirmed anything. They just said like, here's a character, but they implied Max is bisexual, and Chloe, here's a character, but they also implied she's either bi, gay, sexually fluid, as Ashley Birch put it. But they never really said, like, confirmed anything. Unlike with Before the Storm, they confirmed a character who was gay, and that was Steph. She was completely a lesbian. So it would be nice if they included a gay male character, because there's not a lot of gay male characters in video games to begin with. they're always like either bi or like questioning or like you don't know. So it would be cool if the male character was the gay one, because I would like to see more representation for the male gay community, because honestly it really needs to happen, and it needs to be on a positive note. Let's not kill the gay characters, okay? Cake. I have to admit I was disappointed when I watched the trailer for Captain Spirit because I thought it didn't fit into the Life is Strange universe, and I felt very meh. But let me tell you, I was proven wrong when I watched this. Chris is actually so endearing and his voice actor did such a good job. I hope we get to see him grow up in Life is Strange too, as like a teen, like Max maybe? I was also super happy that he liked to draw, and his mom was an artist too. There was something that we could relate with. And you can tell there's going to be a serious topics to be addressed later, like the parenting in general, the escort, and what got me is a newspaper article about the guy getting shot and the civil rights group reacting. Okay, I'm rambling, but I'm just super excited. Can't wait for the analysis video. Well, thank you. So yeah, I was actually, when Captain Spirit shot, I was really excited just because anything Life is Strange related I'm very excited about. But yeah, I was a bit worried too. I'm like, oh, maybe they won't be able to like recreate the same kind of feeling that I got when Life is Strange first came out. But they did it. They did such a good job with Chris, even though we don't even know if he's the main character or not. But like, just stepping into this new season with this new character and this new situation, automatically I was just like, whoa, this is really interesting. And the voice actor for Chris did an amazing job. Also, about the civil rights group, I think that's part of like what's gonna happen. I already said in like my analysis video if you haven't watched it yet, but like yeah, that's what I believe is gonna happen, is between that. Papa Kim, the choices would have been so much easier if Hank weren't our partner. At first I wanted to make Connor a badass deviant hunter, but I just couldn't because I hate seeing Hank being so disappointed in Connor's decisions. It's true. If Hank was not there, I'd probably make more like terrible decisions as well, just because no one would judge me and you wouldn't feel bad. But at the same time, just like Hank and Connor are like best friends, dad and son. You can't like just mess that relationship up. Even when I did the second playthrough and I did all the bad endings, like dude, I couldn't. It was so terrible. I felt so awful. Jason Todd, what always pissed me off when seeing the moralist arguments about whether Joel should have sacrificed Ellie or not is the fact that no one really talks about whether humanity deserves to be saved. Seeing how they've turned and what kind of chaos they have caused in the wake of it, effectively a civilizational collapse. With no governments and no authorities aside from the military and the areas that they control, people develop back into the animalistic, brutal, savage instinct. In my opinion, these people don't deserve saving. I would have done the same as Joel, but had I been in his shoes with the skill and capabilities of a seasonal killer and survivor. Yeah, that's, I remember when that game came out, was, what did I say, 2013 or 12? When it first came out, everybody was so pissed off at the end of the game, the ending for the game, just because they were just like, this doesn't fit like what was supposed to happen, you're supposed to save humanity, blah blah blah. But you know what, I agree with you, Jason, and also I agree with the fact that the ending was appropriate, because it's not about saving people. The whole point of The Last of Us, the theme is to survive and to endure. Ellie says it multiple times in the game, and it's true. Joel needed Ellie to survive just because she became his daughter. It's true. If you had someone you love, either a family member, a lover, or a friend, would you be willing to sacrifice it for all these people just because, you know, there's a chance you could save them? I don't think so. And it's true. In this world, everyone's so brutal, so it's like, what's the point anymore? Because even if you said, like even Joel said, don't go telling everybody you're a cure or something like that because people will kill you for it. And it's true. People have almost killed her for it, and they won't believe her either because it's like been 20 years since the outbreak. Who the hell is gonna believe there's a cure? So it's true. I agree with Joel, and I'm happy how The Last of Us ended. It's just really fucked up. The situation's really fucked up, but like in reality, no one would sacrifice their loved one for the sake of humanity. I really don't think so. Kelly Chaos, great video. I'm excited for this game. I've never been more excited for a game since The Last of Us. This is my favorite game of all time. But I had a theory that perhaps by the kiss she is infected by Dina, which may be the fall of the settlement. We never found out if she can infect people who she bit. That would be interesting, and another reason why they would think she was sinful, because she's just like the infected, not symptomatic or immune. See, I never thought about that. Like, if Ellie bit someone, does she infect other people? Because technically she's carrying the virus, but she's immune herself. Nobody else is immune. I really never thought about that, because the way that the virus infects people is obviously with the bite, so it's like blood and saliva. So she was making out with Dina in the Last of Us 2 trailer, could she have like somehow infected her and then all of a sudden it just outbreaks to everyone in the settlement? Sadie's Gaming. Sean Hampton is a garbage can. He really is. He's really terrible. Oh god. Nicholas Grotz. Yes, the way Fergal died makes me think that he's still alive, and also I really like what they did with Sean. He's such a great character, so creepy and strange and yet kind and humble. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know if I killed Fergal. Like, for some reason, I feel like that guy's not dead. He's just kind of come after Jonathan again later on in the game. And then also with Sean Hampton, he's a very interesting character. That's why I was struggling so hard to like, should I kill him? Should I leave him alive? Because yes, he is freaking creepy, but at the same time, he has the intentions of saving people. So I don't know like which way to go. And he's very, very great character. It's up to your instincts whether you trust the guy or not. Witches of Hyrule, acting goals, to be honest. Why, thank you. I'm glad everybody really enjoyed my like reacting to my high school videos, because like I said, I wanted to experiment with like different types of videos and stuff like that. And I thought a great introduction to that would be reacting to old videos of mine, so I'm really happy that everyone enjoyed that one, even though it was full of cringe. It was really bad. Casual Shinji, speculation time. What if this cult is extremely dedicated to the preservation of mankind, something that is not totally illogical in a world where humanity might slowly be going extinct, and the only value is the lives of those who can procreate, and those who can't or won't are sinful, only wasting precious resources just by existing without adding to the birth rate? What if these people are getting hung and disemboweled as a ritualistic execution? What if in the eyes of these cultists include the people who were gay? If you notice, these cultists seem to have a very strict gender norms as well, where all the men have bald heads and the women have this wraparound braid hairdo. And the one kid with the equally bald head that saves Yara is supposed to be transgender, played by a transgender actor. I have no idea about that part. That is so awesome, by the way. So all the emphasis on sexuality and gender might actually factor into this plot. I hope there's going to be more to this character Dina than her actually just tragically dying to fuel Ellie's revenge. But from the looks of it, this game will be switched between the past and present as you progress. I think that's what the latest trailer signifies as well. Even if something bad happens to Dina, we might not find out until further into the story. Still hope that it's not going to be where she dies and Ellie gets mad. I don't think that the buff chick is Ellie's mom though, since she looks extraordinarily young, like 25 top. Okay, that was a long post, but I agree with most of it. Mainly about the Ellie's mom. I did include that in my theory for The Last of Us 2, just because it was very talked about within the community. So I thought it would be interesting to let everybody like speculate on their own. For me personally, I'm still not sure like who the hell this lady is. I don't know if she's the mom or just someone else. But aside from that, going back to the cult, it makes a lot of sense that they would want to kill people who don't have this like preservation of like, hey, we're gonna rebuild mankind and repopulate the earth. Because if you think about it, they're a religious cult. Like I said in that video, they're a religious cult. They're called the Seraphites, which is equal to the seraphim angels in the Bible. So they see themselves as like the holy trinity, that God sent them and they're supposed to save everybody. That's how I perceive them to be. So Shinji, what you said makes perfect sense. They're just gonna start killing everybody just because if they can't help repopulate mankind, there's no point with them. Rena, after the worst ending. Hello 911, I'd like to report a kidnapping and assault. Toma's legit the worst. I'm sorry, I don't know why he's so popular. He's ranked #1 among the Amnesia and Memory characters. I don't know why though. King Me Jumpman. Out of all Ellie's character traits, the one that they decided to showcase for the big E3 trailer is her homosexuality. What a shame. I thought Ellie was more than just her sexuality and gender, but apparently this virtue, signaling writers over they don't think so. Everything about the trailer just showcasing that superficial aspect of Ellie. It's very dishonest to her character. All the trailer tells me is that she's gay and kills people. So revolutionary. This game is gonna sink the franchise. Honestly, sorry to say this to you, Jumpman, but you have the wrong intentions of why they showed the kiss. Like I said in that video, and what I said in my discussion video, the reason why they showed Ellie kiss someone, because it was supposed to show she had happiness. She had someone there she loved. Remember, Ellie's biggest fear, she said this multiple times in the game, her biggest fear is being alone and losing the people she cares about. That's her biggest fear in life. So it seems like they've made the establishment in this new place and they're living like well and everything is okay. From the looks of it, it looks like she's known Dina for years now. So it's someone she has a very serious relationship, whether if they're girlfriends or not, or she's just a friend. the reason why the kiss is so important is not because like she's a lesbian, that's already fucking known since the last game, but it's just to show she has happiness, and then it transitions into everything gets fucked in the end, because this world is so cruel, it's so brutal, you can't forget that. You let your guard down, then you fuck up once, and then that's it, it's over. And that's what it was trying to show, that Ellie was happy, and then something happened, and then now she's not happy anymore, and that's supposed to fuel her rage, because the creators did say the whole theme of this game is about revenge. So whether it's with Dina, with Joel, or someone else, someone has fueled all of Ellie's anger, and Dina could be a part of that. It could be more. It could be more than just her girlfriend died. It could be something else, but that's the whole point of showing the kiss. I don't understand why everyone's so triggered by this, by the way. Abigail the Enderhog. I love Kyrie's new design. Me too. She's so cute. Like, honestly, she's a precious bean. Like, I've always loved Kyrie ever since I was a kid, so seeing her new character design, she's so adorable looking. Like, she deserves happiness. I love Kyrie. Shaka Gal. When Ellie kissed that girl, I was the happiest lesbian in the world. Oh my fucking god. P.S. I love your channel so much. It's amazingly refreshing to be able to share my love of games with fellow queer person. Other people I saw just didn't get how important that Ellie's kiss was, and seeing you getting excited makes me not feel alone. I wish there were more gamers in the world. Well, I'm very, very glad that it made you so happy, because I know how important it is, regardless or not of all the triggered people, even if the sole intention of her kissing Dina wasn't to show like, hey, she's gay, because we already knew that, but to show in a full-on two characters who are confirmed to be lesbians kiss on screen as a main trailer and a main character is very important, because that rarely happens. If they include queer characters, it's always like I said earlier, it's always a bi character, which is fine because I'm bi, so I appreciate that, but like it's not fair to everyone else who doesn't identify as that. But anyway, it's either like they're bi, or they're like maybe they're gay, or they're just like testing it out. They never really confirm anything, so just to have on straight like, yeah, she's a lesbian, there's no cutting around it, that's it, she likes girls, and have it be on there as a main feature is really, really freaking cool, like, honestly. So I'm very happy, it made a lot of people happy. Espar says, I know this is a very personal question. When did you come out as a bisexual woman? I think that was like 2 years ago, or like 1.5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, honestly, it really wasn't. Failure to load page. If you were warped into a video game, which game would it be? Which character would you take the role of? See, you know, I thought about this a lot, and for me, I would like to be an RPG game, mainly like a fantasy one, just because I really love like the worlds of like fantasy games or books and movies and stuff like that. So I think I would like to go into Dragon Age, and I would take the role of Inquisitor, because pretty much like for me personally, playing all the Dragon Age games, I related the most to the Inquisitor from the 3rd game, rather than the Warden or the Champion Kirkwall Hawk. So the Inquisitor was the one like character that I actually related to, and it's not because of Solas, I swear to god it's not because of him, just because I love the world of Dragon Age. I'm so like in love with everything, like I know all the lore and stuff like that, so to be living in that kind of world, I would love. It's a dream. The Nerd of the Stars. Hi Jess, I just wanted to ask, what other games are you planning on playing this year? For right now, I only have planned for Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider series, because the Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming out in September. So I'm planning to do the first 2 games on the channel, and then also of course The Walking Dead is coming out. Also Life is Strange is coming out as well. I don't think I have planned for any other like big titles. I was thinking about, technically it's not this year, but I was thinking about playing Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm still not sure if I want to do that next year. It's something that I'm still on the fence about. But other than that, I do have some plans for like visual novel games. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to take them seriously because it's meant to be like a joke, but we'll see how you guys react to them. What is your Twitch account? Advice on how to become a YouTuber. How do you use Twitch and get to record your screen? Laptop, phone, PC, show all, please. My Twitch account is always in the link in the description. Every single video of mine is in there. It's just a noob on Twitch. And how to be a good YouTuber, there's no real secret or like answer to that, just because it's up to you on like what you think is good. The only advice I can give is like, if you want to be a YouTuber, this is gonna sound like really harsh, but don't think like it's gonna work out. This is my 3rd time trying to do YouTube. I'm just gonna say this right now. This is my 3rd time trying to do YouTube, and this is the only time that it actually like worked out. And it only happened last year. I've been uploading to YouTube for almost 10 years. So just think about that for a second. So I don't mean to say to sound mean or anything. It's just the truth though. Like, you have to actually work really hard if you want this to work. And like, please don't like sacrifice your time for it if you can't afford to. Like, if you need to get a job, you need to go to school, that has to be first. This cannot be first. But in terms of content, it depends like what you want to make. You want to be gaming, you want to be beauty, you want to be art, or whatever the case is, you have to make it your own. So for example, if you're gonna do gaming, you can't just be like everyone else, if that makes any sense, because people will come to your channel for you. You have to remember that. That's the whole point of YouTube, which YouTube seems to forget. But that's the whole point. They have to come for you, so you have to make it your own. You can't copy anyone else. You can get inspiration from other people, but you can't copy anyone else, because you have to make it unique to yourself and to the viewers who are going to watch it. And then another thing is, like, don't expect like 1,000 people to show up right away. It's going to take some time before you have like a steady audience. Hell, it took me a freaking 1.5 years before this channel started blowing up. So it took me a while. And in retrospect, it took me 10 years before I actually could make this my job. So just think about that in the long run. For recording my screen, for my PC, I use OBS. BlueStacks is the one I use for my phone. For my console, I use Elgato Gaming Capture. And yeah, there are a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. You can just search it up if you're confused about how to set it up, but there's a lot on there. Gerard Singleton asks, my question is, you are going to take over the world with 4 of your super badass video game characters. Which video game characters would these be? Can be any video game character from 0 to 0. Oh my god, that is an awesome question, by the way. That is so awesome. I love this question. 4. Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of characters I would like to take on adventure. We're gonna rule over the world, like take over. Okay, 1, I gotta bring my husband Solus because he's a god, so you know, that kind of benefits everything. We can take Solus with us, so that's 1. Just in case something goes wrong, we're gonna need someone who can, you know, be quick to get in there, doesn't need planning or anything, they just go straight head on in, and they can take care of everything. That would be Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid, because I love Solid Snake, and he just handles everything, honestly, doesn't ask questions, just fucking goes. He just goes and does it. Okay, so we're gonna need someone who can, like, keep the peace, kind of, like, be the forefront to, like, reassure people when something goes wrong, and that would be Yuna from Final Fantasy X, because she was already a summoner in her video game. She knows how to handle people, she knows how to, like, you know, tell people it's okay, she has a calming voice, everything will be fine. I pick her, and also she's a healer, so that's a benefit. We could use her. Someone who could just, like, be a badass with me, I think I would pick Chloe from Life is Strange. She knows, you know, how to have a good time and be irresponsible. So we need someone like that as well. So we're just gonna bring on Chloe. So those are my 4. Solus, Yuna, Solid Snake, and Chloe. Those are my 4 super badass friends. We're gonna take over the world. Okay. Lucy, hey, I think I've been subbed to your channel for almost 2 years, and to be truthful, I came because it seduced me. But I really love your videos and you're pretty awesome. Why, thank you. Anyway, my question is, what is your greatest what the fuck moment from any visual novel game you have played? Doki Doki doesn't count since it's all what the fuck. Yeah, it's true. I think, like, the biggest, like, what the hell is going on probably was in Cinderella Phenomenon. Just because there are some deaths of certain characters. I didn't think that was gonna happen, by the way, because the way that, like, it was presented, it's like a PG-13, it's very friendly, kid-friendly game, and, like, I didn't think anyone was gonna fucking die, so when those bad endings happened where I actually kill some of the characters, that shocked me, because I didn't think that was gonna happen. Alright, this last question comes from Adam again. Why don't you like good music? Anyway, it's time to move on to the fan art portion of the video, so let's take a look. second video series of the month is gonna go to the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. So if you haven't seen my Let's Play for Captain Spirit yet, I highly recommend you go see it in anticipation for the Life is Strange 2 Let's Play that's gonna be happening on September. Captain Spirit is supposed to be a demo for the Life is Strange 2 universe, so you can see certain characters that will be in Life is Strange 2 and like what it could be about. So if you haven't checked it out, you can go ahead and see that, and I also made a theory video for that if you want to watch that as well. If you guys would like to have your question answered on the next Companion Corner episode, leave it in this video or any of my other videos and I'll have it read on screen. Also, if you are a Patreon member and you would like to do the intro for this video, please check out the link in the description. And if you would like your fan art to show up here, please check out the link in the description where you can post it and it will be on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I appreciate all your support. I love you and have a good day. Bye, everybody! Maybe I should just stay out of it because I feel like if I jump in, they're allies to the main characters. These powerful beasts are known as summons. They are extraordinary beings that can be called into battle by their summoner. They are also depicted as